Okay, we're here with Robert Deak of Robert Deak Photography. So Robert, we brought you on as an inspiration story. I met Robert while he was doing photography for Crossfire Wrestling, the guys that we had on about the third week, I think. We had them on a long time ago, actually. So he has quite a unique inspirational story, which we're going to, I guess, delve right into. At 16, he lost his father, and at 17, he lost his mother. And just found out, a month after that, lost his grandmother. So there was a whole lot of losing going on by the time you were 17, and you're at the peak of trying to become an adult, and everything seems to be going downhill. So let us know, you're 17 years old, you don't have a mom or a dad. Where do you go from here?
Well, after my mom passed away, I kind of started to figure out who I was as a person, because I had only known son and bratty teenager. And so, because after my father passed away, I kind of took the wrong road. Like, I started to become mouthy to everybody, and I was acting out. That's all it was.
Which is understandable.
Yeah.
I mean, it can happen.
And I didn't get into drugs or alcohol or anything like that, but I just acted out. That was my thing. And during that time, I was doing backyard wrestling, and so that's another way to let out frustration, is just take a steel chair and hit somebody else in the head with it.
Beat the crud out of someone. I gotta be careful about it, but beat the crud out of someone and feel a little bit better.
Yeah. And it was a lot of fun, and I got really hurt, but it was worth it. At that time, it was really worth it anyway. And after that, I just kind of drifted along. I ended up dropping out of high school because I just got annoyed with the teachers and all the drama that goes on with high school.
Drama in high school? No.
It's worse now.
I don't believe you.
And after that, about a year after my mom passed away, I moved out on my own for the very first time. Because after that, I was living with a friend and her mom. So I moved out on my own and tried to live the only way I knew how. And
so you're 18.
Yeah.
First apartment. You're an adult now. You're
Yeah.
thrown into adult life. You have no choice. You're paying your own bills, buying your own food. I'm sure you weren't overly concerned with the 4 food groups. It's probably more like pizza.
Yeah, it was Mr. Noodles.
Mr. Noodles.
I had no money.
The highest in sodium content.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But Mr. Noodles, that was my.
Well, it had to have been Kraft Dinner thrown in there. Well, Kraft
The
Dinner might
Kraft
have
Dinner
been
was
becoming
expensive.
expensive. It did. Out of nowhere, it became expensive. When I was a kid, it was cheap. That was the way to go.
So yeah, I lived off Mr. Noodles, and every once in a while I ordered pizza. I'm not gonna lie, pizza's good.
Pizza's great.
And then after that, I moved in with a friend and his mom for a few years, and I stayed there pretty much rent free. Anytime I got money, I'd hand some over just because I felt bad.
Well, you didn't want to be seen like a mooch or whatever,
Yeah,
whatever
exactly.
they want to call people, and that's admirable that you would.
I tried. I mean, at that time, dropped out of high school, I got no skills.
No skills.
Can't do a whole lot. Tried the Wendy's thing, tried the McDonald's thing, tried the Tim Hortons thing, it wasn't gonna happen. And then, so after that, I started going to church, and that kept me, I think, out of my funk. And that kept me from doing drugs and alcohol and.
Well, being around
Right.
uplifting, positive people, which is a good
Yeah.
thing.
And it gave me the strength I need, I can honestly say that. And I think I wouldn't be here without it, so I gotta, what do they say, thank God for that.
Gotta give props to
Yeah.
the Lord. I give him all the time.
Definitely helped with that. And after a while, it's gonna sound bad, but that got old quick.
Well, no, and I respect that. Like I told you before, I respect that because organized religion can be a little
Yeah.
overbearing for some people. And when you constantly feel, there are a lot of churchgoers, God bless them, that they can make you feel inferior. Yes. And I'm sure they don't mean it, but it can happen. So yeah, I totally understand and respect that.
And so I was doing that for a while, and during that time, I kept, living life the only way I knew how, and I was fighting the good fight and doing all the things I needed to do. But after a while, it kind of got boring. And so one day I decided I wanted to go to college. And everybody was like, you can't go to college, you didn't finish high school.
Yeah, that is a little bit of a little barrier there. But.
Yeah. And so I called up Niagara College and was like, what can I do? And they're like, well, you can do a mature students test. And I'm like, all right, I'll do that. And so I tried that. I went and did the test, and I studied hard for it. And I didn't even know what to study. And I studied everything I could think of. Math,
and how old are you at this age? Sorry to forget.
Oh, that would have been 21 or 22.
So you've now been technically on your own for about 4
or 5
years. Okay.
And it, like I said, it got old, so I wanted to do something with my life, and I figured college was a good way to do it. So I did the mature students test, and I ended up acing the test. And
well, for someone who had no skills for Wendy's and McDonald's and Tim Hortons, you sure had math skills for a test.
Yeah, math and English.
Good thing though, eh?
Well, the thing with high school was, I've never said I wasn't smart. I just never applied myself because I would get distracted. I'm like, oh, this is more fun, so I'm going to go do that.
Why do this when I can?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, at that age, do you really think, oh, school is important, and especially when you got so much going on in your head, school is very, very important, and no.
I think like that now. School is important.
Yeah, you're how old now, though? You think it now, but at that age, when you've got all that going on, really, is that going to be your number one focus?
Yeah, it was definitely not my number one focus.
And I have to say that very soon, he's going to be a quarter of a century.
Yeah, I'm getting old. You see the beard, it's going to start turning gray.
So he's got a lot to celebrate this year for the last, I'm going to have to do math off the top of my head now. 7 years, 8 years.
Yeah.
The last 7, 8 years that's awesome. So now, we're going to take a little bit of a break, then we're going to come right back. So stay tuned. We'll be right back because we're going to delve into him going to college. All right, we're back with Robert Deak of Robert Deak Photography, and where we left off was you getting into college.
I did.
So you aced a test that showed, hey, you know math and English.
Whoa.
Score!
Take that, guidance counselor.
We thought he'd amount to nothing. Okay, so now where do you go from here? You've aced this. Does this mean you can go to college, or?
That means I can go to Niagara College. The other colleges, not so much, but.
Hey, Niagara College is getting up there. It's got pretty good multimedia and everything. So, now did you go for photography?
I did not. Of course, I did not.
No, why would he go for photography?
I wasn't interested in it then.
Okay, so you are 22 years old.
Yes.
And you're in college for?
General Arts and Science, Pre-Media and Design.
Okay, which can lead to the photography. Yeah. I can see that.
There was photography courses in it.
Okay.
Like just the basic stuff.
Like point and shoot?
Yeah, you got a little Canon about yay big that your tuition paid for. And
do you still have your Canon?
I don't.
Oh.
I sold it when I got this one.
Oh, well, there you go. You didn't keep it for posterity's sake?
No.
No. Huh.
It's still for sale at Walmart though.
Oh.
$259.
Walmart plug, look at that.
Yeah. Like they need it anymore.
Okay, so you got some fundamental of
I learned composition, and it was a really good point and shoot because it taught you, it had manual mode, it taught you how to do shutter speed and all those little things that you need to know for big DSLR.
Okay.
And so there was a photography course and then history of art and some other stuff I can't remember anymore.
It left a huge huge impact on his memory.
It really did. Actually, there's a long story, but I don't want to get into that because I don't want to get in trouble again. But the photography course really interested me. I had a couple of really good teachers, Greg Danbrook and JT Lewis. And JT was the one who cemented my interest in photography.
Okay.
He was such a fantastic teacher. I got to give props to that. And he helped me get interested in the craft of photography and the art side of it, as well as the business side of it. And after that, I wanted to do my own media-related things. It wasn't photography at that time, but media-related things. Because when I was going to church, I did the television production for the church.
So you had gotten the desire at that point.
And that's what led me to media, was wanting to get into that field. And at the end of it, I decided I'm going to take a business course. And so I went back to Niagara after I graduated from general arts.
So you're what, about 23 now?
23, yeah. It was a year later. And I went back, took a business course for about a week, and took one HR class, and was like, I'm done with this.
I got about all I need out of it.
Yeah, one HR course was it. It canceled me from wanting to do business ever again.
Just stressful, frustrating.
Too many words. I don't want to do HR.
Big
If I need HR, I'm going to hire somebody.
Did you hear that? He needs a human resource person.
Yeah. It's me and myself. I need so many people.
He's going to start gaining some personalities here.
After that, after the week of business, I decided I wanted to do photography because I was that interested in it. So I made the arrangements to switch programs, and I was in it for maybe a month and a half, and then due to a conflict of interest with the coordinator and the program teachers, it just wasn't for me. So I got my gear through all of this, and my tuition paid for it, and I decided I wasn't going to go to school anymore. And so I just stopped going to school and started my own business, and it's been uphill from that.
Awesome. So now you're Robert Deak Photography.
I am, as of March 3rd, 2012.
Wow, so just this year you started. And how, well, I know I've seen you at a few wrestling shows. You seem to go back to that love.
Yeah.
But you know what, being a part of it, you can see certain shots that a lot of other people probably wouldn't be able to
that
see.
has definitely been beneficial.
And
I can be in the right spot for the next move, because especially with pro wrestling, it's choreographed performance. And so being able to see it from a wrestler's point of view, you know what's coming next, so you know where to be for that specific shot.
Which is great. I mean, like, and one of the reasons why I support local wrestling, like Crossfire Wrestling, is I was huge into wrestling. Like, very huge to the point where my family was very annoyed. I can be honest about that.
Mine too.
Well, I was going on 15 years old when I found it, and well, I pretty much followed WWE till Owen hit the mat, and then I was done. And then, you know what the funny thing is, you walk away and then you go back and you see how horrible it had actually become. Mm-hmm. Like the TNA, it became more acting than art.
Yes.
It really truly did, and I'm thinking to myself, but while you're watching it, you're not noticing it because it's happening oh so subtly.
Yeah.
And they're catching you on certain things that make you want to still stick around, you know? So yeah, so I stopped. Like, I was like, screw this. I'm not, excuse me. But that was my thought at the time. I was like, I'm not watching this no more. I'm not, no more.
Let me guess, you were one of the ones in love with Shawn Michaels.
No.
No.
Bret Hart.
Oh. You didn't hear that, Bret.
You
Shawn
know what?
Michaels all the way.
No. Shawn Michaels, born again Christian, though.
Yes.
God bless him. But Bret Hart, actually, this coming February, will be 20 years since I've loved that man. 20 years. But I figured it out. I can love him all I want, and he can't hurt me. that's the bonus of loving someone who's famous. You can love them and love them and love them, and they can't hurt you. So we're good. That's true. I stick with that in my head.
Sean's the heartbreak kid.
See where Bret? He's the heart.
Yeah.
See? He's the hitman, so that's got something to do with it there. But anyway, so now you're in photography. And again, I've said it before, I dabble in photography. I do it because I love it. You gotta love it to do it.
You really do.
Because when people think, oh, photos, take them, put them up. Those who don't.
Yeah. Click done. That's what they see.
Yeah.
Click done.
Now you will find professionals who will say, well, you should know your camera good enough. That's all you have to do, and not do any moderations afterwards. I've heard that quite a bit from.
We have a special guest.
It's another bring your child to work. The joys of being a single mama. It's fabulous. So you look at the ones that will say to you, you should be able to just point and shoot, and you're done.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I think that the picture can tell much more of a story.
Yes.
And that's where you spend hours.
Sometimes hours.
Well, the more you take, the more time.
Wrestling show, 700 pictures later.
You know what? I took 500. When I did the one show I did, I took 500, and I was like, but you know what? They were frustrating me. They were going faster than my camera could.
Yeah.
And the lighting at the Meriton Community Center was really rough, but it's a great center.
Switch venues.
But you know what? It's really good on space.
Yeah.
The location's pretty decent. It's just I told him the lighting is horrible. But it's really good on location. So if you want to see Robert Deak in action, you can go to pretty much any of the wrestling around. There's two that he doesn't do, so if you want to know which ones which ones quickly do you deal with that you go
I do Busted Knuckle Pro Wrestling out of Niagara Falls, Niagara Pro Wrestling out of Fort Erie, and Crossfire Wrestling out of St. Catharines.
There you go. So if you want to see any of them, you want to get to see him in action running around the ring like a chicken with its head cut off, go check him out. Also check out online, he's got some photos up there, robertdeak.com. He's on Facebook as well, facebook.com/Robert Deak Photography. So
and follow me on Twitter @RDeakPhoto.
Tweet him.
I'll be waiting for it.
He wants to be tweeted.
I'll tweet you back.
Thank you so much, Robert, for coming on, sharing your inspirational story with us. And we hope to have lots more inspirational stories to bring you. Have a good week, Niagara.